Lobinière. Mr. Speaker, the ethics, corruption and political interference saga continues to unfold. After his attempts to stifle this affair and hide the truth from Canadians, now he's trying to intimidate the leader of the official opposition in order to muzzle him. Mr. Speaker, will the Prime Minister make good on his threat as soon as possible because Canadians want to know the truth?
L'honorable leader du gouvernement en chambre.
Monsieur le Président, pour assurer que les Canadiens reçoivent la vérité, c'est exactement pourquoi le Premier ministre a renoncé le secret professionnel et le secret du cabinet. Et les députés qui siègent sur le comité de justice, ils ont demandé d'avoir les témoins. Les témoins sont venus, ils ont fait leur témoignage.
Je m'excuse, mais je comprends que l'interprétation ne fonctionnait pas.
I thought that the interpretation was not working. It is working now. The Honourable Government House Leader. Mr. Speaker, to make sure that Canadians hear the truth, that is why the Prime Minister waived solicitor-client privilege and cabinet confidence. The members who sit on the Justice Committee asked to hear from witnesses, and witnesses appeared. They provided testimony, and now all these facts are public for Canadians to hear for themselves. But it's interesting because the leader of the opposition received notice last week, and as soon as he received this notice, he deleted his tweets because there are certain things he couldn't say that were defamatory. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Honourable Member for Lévis-Lobinière. Mr. Speaker, the Ethics Committee is an excellent forum to disclose new information on this whole political interference scandal, especially since this information will be useful for the Ethics Committee in his investigation. Will the Prime Minister remove any constraints to prevent witnesses from appearing and freely expressing themselves in front of the Ethics Committee? Because Canadians still want to know the truth. The Honourable Leader of Government House Leader. Mr. Speaker, to ensure that Canadians can know the truth, the Prime Minister did waive solicitor-client privilege and cabinet confidence. All these facts are public. The members who sit on the Justice Committee made decisions for themselves. That is how we work on this side of the House. But we can see that the Conservatives do receive directives from their leader of the opposition, but we know that our members can make their own decisions, and the members who sit on the Ethics Committee will make their own decisions. Thank you. Order.
Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister has shut down every parliamentary opportunity to examine fully his attempted interference in the SNC-Lavalin corruption trial. By threatening a lawsuit, he suddenly seems to favor litigating details of his scandal under oath in a public court. Well, not really, Mr. Speaker. We know it's just a desperate ruse. But there's another opportunity this afternoon. Will the Prime Minister encourage Liberal members of the Ethics Committee to support my motion to invite him and 11 other witnesses to speak without constraint about this sorry affair?
Honourable Government House Leader.
Mr. Speaker, this matter has been addressed numerous times in this House, but I will definitely answer it once again. We do believe that Canadians should get to hear the truth, and that's exactly why the Justice Committee, the members between themselves set parameters for a discussion to ensure that the truth could be shared with Canadians. That's exactly why the Prime Minister waived solicitor-client privilege as well as cabinet confidence. Mr. Speaker, this is the first time in the history of the country that this has been done, but it's important that Canadians get to know, and that's exactly why all the facts are now public, but the Conservatives are misleading Canadians, and that's what they continue to do, and that's why they were served notice and then all of a sudden made some changes.
Order. I know the honourable member for Lévis-Lobinière got everyone excited. And of course, that's no ill reflection on the member for Thornhill, of course. But let's remember that each person has to be listened to. The honourable member for Thornhill has the floor.
Well, Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister has shown little regard for anyone but himself in this ever-deepening scandal. The banal excuses and empty platitudes about his respect for the rule of law and the independence of committees stand in stark contrast to the trail of resignations, removals, and character smearing left in his self-serving wake. Again, will the Prime Minister finally order his minions to stand down and encourage Liberal members of the Ethics Committee to freely vote their consciences?
Honourable Government House Leader.
Mr. Speaker, what is clear is that member is projecting. That member and his benches are minions of the leader of the official opposition. And rather than point fingers, that member should know very well that when it comes to our members, they make their own decisions. But the Conservatives cannot fathom that people don't agree with them. They have not had to endure that often, but we, within the Liberal benches, we have tough conversations. We agree to disagree, and we try to find compromise where it is possible. Mr. Speaker, it is with those policies that we know that Canadians are better off today than they were under 10 years.
Order. I don't know that I've heard of minions described as unparliamentary, but people should be judicious, and I think we should be careful how we describe each other. And there are members. Order. There are members in this House. Oh, so order. I'd ask the Honourable order. Order. The Honourable Government House Leader, Honourable Member for Thornhill, will come to order. Let's have a little order.
The Honourable